Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu reaction. I am Brent and I am going to be watching, or should I say rewatching season 1 of One Piece from the Netflix live action series. We had the show coming out in less than a month's time, and I did want to do a recap, and I said I was going to do a reaction. Now, I saw this series probably about 3 times when it first aired in the first year. Really loved it. Took me by surprise. Did not expect that it was going to be as good as it was and that I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. And at this point, I'm like, I need to recap myself on it. I need to rewatch season 1. It's been about a year and a half since I last watched the episode, and I really do. I just want to, I want to refresh my memory on stuff. Although most of it sits in here, I want to see if it still lives up to the hype, if it lived up to my thought process when I first watched it. Sometimes you can sit and watch a show and watch it again a year later, and it's not as good or something like that. So I need to kind of verify that what I enjoyed was really as much as I did enjoy it the first time around. So I'm going to check this out. I'm going to start with episode 1. I'm going to try to drop 2 every weekend for the next few weeks and go from there. Stuff about this show that I really did like. I have to say that I really enjoyed the characters, the actors, the cast were fantastic. Stunt work was fantastic. I come from a background of doing production design, so I'm always fascinated in watching how the backgrounds work, how the props work, how they're designed, the look and the process, and all that sort of stuff. So that's what that's what I want to go back and reinvest, in checking out. I do know they shot this series in South Africa. I believe season 2 was shot there as well. And yeah, what else? So going into the cast, going into the stunt work was phenomenal. The stunt work was incredible. Like from when I first watched it, I was like, this is some amazing stunt and fight choreography, which is always impressive if done right. And sometimes shows like this don't always nail it. This show seemed to nail that, and it seemed like it's got a strong following in the animation. That there's a lot of very physical stuff that goes on with characters, and of course they're all anime and animated characters in that version. Now I did. Oh, and last thing before I go on about the animation stuff, the composition, the soundtrack for this series is about 4 hours long, and it's done by two people, Sonia Belozova, I think it's pronounced, and Giona Australia. I am so terrible with names, so you're gonna have to forgive me. Every time I go to say Monkey D. Luffy's name, the actor, Nicky. Is it Inky? Is it Inke? I can't pronounce his name. So if there's anyone out there who can put it in the post below of how to say his name. Every time I've seen interviews with the actor, he says his name so fast that I don't get the pronunciation in my head, and I'm just terrible with names. Sorry, guys, but phenomenal actor. All of them are. They're incredibly fun. They're incredibly fun to watch. And yeah. Anyway, let's dive into this. Let's do this rewatch and check this out. We're gonna do this in just a second. So this opening sequence really kind of set the tone. It kind of maps out the world, which is beautiful because you get the chance to see what it is that they're talking about. But again, starting with production design, it's very cool. It has some very Pirates of the Caribbean vibes, which I very much enjoyed those films. There's the voice of Garp, of course. Uh, I'm trying to figure out how much of this is location and how much of it's post production. I feel like because they're shooting in South Africa, there's the ability of giving us something new we haven't seen before. I don't know too much more about Gold Roger, but one of the things I really found really cool was the way that they presented each of the characters, the pirates, and the fact that they would give them a wanted poster like that. I think that was very impressive as a way to send off who we're talking about, what we're looking at, especially for the people like myself who are the non-viewers who haven't watched the animated series.
Have any last words?
Vincent Regan is a
No.
really wonderful
Take
actor
these
too,
off.
fine actor.
Starting
Uh,
to itch.
but he's got a great voice too.
I warned you about
I'm
it.
trying to figure out what their relationship was because it seems like they almost could be brothers. It's really weird. I don't know if that's explained. I can't remember if that was explained in the later of the series or whether it's something that comes out. Oh, look, it's oh, Mihawk. Oh, there's Shanks, young Shanks.
My treasure.
I like the spark of how it all came to be. You know, the rebellion to all the pirates. That all these guys could very well be the worst of the worst of the pirates, and that it really just set off a anarchy of all things of this world.
Setting off a race across the seas to find the Pirate King's hidden
The
treasure.
One Piece.
The One Piece.
It was a nice introduction for again someone like myself who hadn't seen anything. Now I went back after this first season and watched the first two episodes of the animated show. And although I'm not into anime specifically, I really did like how they copied and took it almost like structure of everything from the animated show that it really reads through in live action here. That's what I really was quite impressed and how well it worked. Look at this gentleman. Look at this guy. Like he is freaking awesome. They couldn't have cast a better Monkey D. Luffy. Ninkei. Oh God, I'm gonna correct me if I'm wrong. He is fantastic. He's so good. Such hopes and dreams, and I love and positive energy. The other thing I was going to say as well, it was weird for me at first to see a character like this, the bird, the seagull, which is like slightly animated, slightly weird in the live action world. I wasn't too sure again how this was going to work because I know that there's a lot of very expressive, weird looking characters. So it means that there's either a lot of CGI or a lot of choices on the way that they design certain things like this in this world. And at first I wasn't on board with it, but as I got to watch the season, I really did actually enjoy what was being done with the animation of any the minimal characters we see that actually are not in makeup and that they had to be CGI'd. It starts to work. Yeah, look at the coolness of the design of these ships too. Like, they all have this process of thought. Imagine having to build all this stuff, in real life and then shoot around it and make it look really cool. This is real ships here that they've had to paint and dress up and make look like, they belong to each of the characters, each of the pirates. They've all got stylized ships. Again, with the reward, I love it. I love it so much. Especially how, like in this case, she interacts with it and just busts her weapon through it. Some great cinematography, incredible cinematography, great fight sequences and choreography. Very bloody. Now, that was the one thing that did take me. I was expecting it, because I knew it was coming from a kid's cartoon, I was expecting it to be kind of a little less violent and stuff, and I'm glad that they kind of kept a realism about this show, about the physical interactions, especially this little weapon she's got here.
I know Zora must be after her.
Zora.
Who else is worthy of his pursuit?
I forgot he was mentioned this
Get the
early
list.
on. Yeah, pretty violent. Kobe. Now, Kobe was an interesting character. They set it up from my perspective. He was going to join the crew and be, friends with Luffy. It kind of felt like that was the direction season 1 was going. I was actually really, again, surprised that they decided to split ways at the end of the episode. I thought that was a very creative, cool way. Part of me is like, do they become back together as part of the same team later on down the track? And they kept a very constant direction in this season, I think. Made it kind of fun to... it was a fun dynamic to watch two friends, or become best friends, it seems, and have them have totally different paths in their life. The fact that Kobe's so scared and timid, and it takes Monkey's, energy to bring him out of it, get him to rise to the occasion.
Right? Can you let me think here?
Feed the
What?
brain.
I'm starving.
It's really nice to see flashbacks of Luffy when he was younger. I think this kid did a really great job at portraying his older version, his older persona as well. They nailed the casting in this one. See, again, just the skylines, the production design of this world is just fantastic. It's so well thought out. Again, a great deal of it comes from the animation, but they still have to take certain liberties of real world shooting compared to animation. What is cost effective? How can they make this stuff and make it look realistic without being too silly and absurd? And I think the show manages to spark just that right blend of the absurd and realism. Makes it work well.
I'm not an urchin. I'm a pirate.
I'm curious to see in the future, well beyond season 1, how Shanks and Luffy's relationship goes, because I feel like that Shanks could make him feel betrayed multiple times in his life, because we see a little bit of that in season 1 when he leaves later on. But I kind of oof, damn, I did not expect that when he did that. Sorry. You'll find that my brain kind of scatters around the place once in a while, so I'm like, whoa. Train of thought. Just the self determination that he has is so much fun.
I'm okay to you, Luffy.
Never heard of you.
Well, remember the name. Because I'm gonna be king of the
There you
pirates.
go. The confidence and the fun. Kobe's been so mistreated. It's like, it's interesting because later on you see characters who are being mistreated and that they get to rise to the occasion. He's been really mistreated here, obviously. So it's really nice to see him take a step up, rise to the occasion. About the courage. And the stunt choreography. What can I say? It's so much fun. Okay, so this threw me for a loop. I was trying to figure out, again, no knowledge, no understanding. I was trying to figure out why is it this silly, and it didn't quite make sense. And up to this point when the series started, I was like, am I going to enjoy this show or not? I wasn't too sure at this moment. There was this, it became that animated kind of over the top in live action that I sometimes don't always, connect to. It's about the enduringness, I think, of the characters that drew me in their first episode. And at this point, I didn't know anything about his powers and how he got them. And I think that was a cool thing too. I didn't know if everybody on the planet had powers like this. I just like how he stands up. I love how he calls his fight technique he's going to use. Gives it a name. I think that's so funny. Alright, I've almost forgotten what this was now. Again, it's been a year and a half. Hang on a second. Oh! Zoro. Yeah. Makenyu is freaking brilliant. He's... The amount of training this guy had to do, by the look of it, is just crazy.
This was for someone I knew a long time ago.
I like how they set the seeds here for the backstory. Who's this guy again? I forgot.
Mr. Seven.
Mr. Seven. Oh!
When his Baroque works.
Baroque. Okay, so... Alright, gotcha. Okay, now I remember. So we get to see several of these guys in Season 2, I guess. Band of Assassins. Interesting.
If they were that serious, they should have sent someone better than number 7.
Oh! Yeah, I forgot about this little moment. Oh. Both the interaction with the choreography and the swordplay, so good. I mean, how does this compare? Again, I watched the first 2 episodes. Of the animated show, and it's always one way to shoot something in animation, but to see it in live action like this stuff is just visually gorgeous. Sorry, I'm getting reconnected into this show again. It's been a while. I'll suddenly drift into the show. Oh yeah, just like that. Way to go. So good. I like how they did this season episode one. They do a slow introduction of characters, and we don't get everybody in the first episode. I'm glad they didn't, because there's so many characters to introduce. So I'm glad they really did explain the concept of the fruit of what's it called, devil fruit, and do it here because through the flashbacks, because it does help. It helped me understand how this world works. So the one thing that occurred to me was like when Luffy finds this devil fruit, obviously treasure. It's there's obviously this gold and all that sort of stuff, but devil fruit must be relatively rare, I'm guessing, and I'm assuming that different people get different powers depending on their genetics and everything like that, and that was always a cool kind of thing. So once this kind of came up, I was like, okay, I kind of understand, I get what they're trying to show us now. I think they did this in the right way. I think the fact that you get introduced to a character with weird elastic powers and then you get the backstory behind it is a good way to tell the story.
Why are you laughing?
I love Luffy's unwavering justice of a situation that his mouth speaks before his head does.
Told you you weren't ready. Wait, Luffy.
Ooh boy.
You don't.
What if we get more flashbacks from this kid in season 2? I mean, I'd like to see more development on Luffy's character as he gets older.
What's that for? You being dumb. Now spit it out.
I really, really like how they develop two friends, this friendship that are complete opposite sides. And the fact that Luffy doesn't care, the fact that they both can live in this world, I think it's a great, beautiful moment of friendship that I'm going to assume will continue throughout the course of the show. Good comedic humor. Oh, Nami, of course. The her soundtrack's also very good. The score for her character is also very good as well. I like what they did with the score. The moment I saw this, first reaction was, "Oh, she's a con artist." It seemed like it was great. Nami has such a great, tragic story in this first season too that I didn't know what to think of any of these characters in the first episode, but knowing what I know now, I'm so invested in them. Some of these landscapes, some of these locations in South Africa, it's actually really nice to see. You don't get to see that always when shows are shot in America. Usually you see the same American locations and it seems familiar. These locations are very different to see, which is really cool. Alvida. Feed the Brain music. The title of the soundtrack is called Feed the Brain of this particular piece of music. Obvious reason. It's really good. I love that he drags half the body in.
Can I buy you a drink?
Scouting for a uniform.
Thanks, everything tastes better.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
You stupid girl.
nice introduction. What an annoying creep. He plays a really good dick of a character.
I won't be so nice.
And apologize to the girl. But it's
Didn't even draw his sword. He needs none. Oh! Again, incredible stunt choreography. And really nice camera work around that stunt choreography too. Way to get the uniform. Imagine how fit you have to be to do some of this stuff. Oh, snap.
Speak to me that way.
This goes back to being watching a mistreated character. It's interesting that they pair up with Kobe and Elemento. Is it Elemento? I can't pronounce that name either. but it was an interesting pair up because both of them were somewhat, they seem to be abused characters by their superiors or their father or whatever, and it was a fun development of those two characters, I think, throughout the series.
Well, they are.
I want to know the backstory, how he ended up with the jaw and everything. It's like, it's. Hopefully, we'll get that sort of stuff. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's in the animated stories. I don't know. I would like to see how that happened.
More like a misbehaving puppy tied up in the backyard.
He deserves to get hit in the head. He really does.
What's so special about this whole thing?
Oh, that's it. This is where the spark of what's all about that sword. Such a great backstory, too. Every character has such incredible backstories. It's so fun to get the reveal as the season goes. Enter the thief.
I made a promise to someone a long time ago. To become the world's greatest swordsman.
They give Zoro a great score too. You hear little hints of it right there, and it comes out later when they do his episode too.
Hey, we don't have any maps to the Grand Line down here, do we?
Nah.
Oh, snap. Nice, the staff. Forgot about that. She's got a staff as a weapon. Just nice choices of, again, camera and shots, camera shots. Yeah. I like how they managed to spend this time pairing characters up like this.
We need a plan.
That's why they call him Axe Hand. I need to know his backstory. I need to know how he lost these parts. Was he fighting pirates? Was he just... Yeah, this is the kind of character that would be walking around in the buff with somebody else's, like, powerful weapon and yielding it like this. It's kind of disturbing, really. But funny at the same time. I like the charm of it. Yeah, here we go. Yep, you're done.
I've got something much worse in
Alright, haircut. It's always good to have a con artist on your team. Yeah, the keys. She said she took the keys. Some of these camera angles are just so gorgeous. Look at that. That's so sweet.
She was trying to steal a map to the Grand Line.
My key.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm.
Do you think they know we're here?
No, I think they're after the other thief, an idiot pirate trying to steal a map.
What are the odds of that?
I like the humor. This is gonna hurt. Ooh. He took all the impact from the fall that's on her. That's great. This is where I was like really impressed with the stunt choreography. Just this whole fight sequence, so good. This must have taken them days to shoot this whole fight scene. There's wire work, there's stunt work, there's special effects, there's all these different things. And also the cinematography is Zoro. And of course, great action score. That was so cool. Damn, that's so good.
You're a crew. Not together.
Nice. I love the split screen, it's so good. Ooh. Oh, shit. So good. Nice. Ooh, nope. Lucky. Nope. Work together. Simple as that. That's so crazy. I had read an interview where
So that's where it goes.
McKenna was saying that, yeah, they built a specific sword that they had to fit in his mouth, that he could actually hold in his mouth because it was really uncomfortable. I imagine there'd be a little bit of post stuff as well with the blades there and things like that. Ooh. Still looks pretty freaking awesome though, right? Nice! Had to call out his fight move again, didn't he?
Gum gum
Gum gum whip. Nice.
All great fighters call out their finishing moves.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Yep.
Or we can do that.
That's some serious strength right there, folks.
The
Oh,
Marines are here
his haircut.
already. You're under arrest.
What's wrong with his hair?
Yeah, I might have done that.
I might even get a medal or something.
Ooh, nope. Kobe.
I'm not coming with
I
you.
really enjoyed this bold moment of separating the characters right here. The fact that their paths could conflict each other down the track, no matter what, and yet I feel like they're going to stay friends till they reach old age. That's how I feel about this moment. It's such a great little moment of loyalty and friendship, even though they're on opposite sides. It's going to be great. Look forward to seeing how this plays out in season 2 and beyond. And they have their ship. Oh, they have a ship. Ooh. Oh yeah. Listen, we get a little moment of garb at the end there too. Now, at first, I thought the snail phones were really a bit silly, a bit childish in live action, but man, they work so well. I really got to like them. It just sets the world on how crazy. I like the fact they're physical, they're not CGI or anything like that. They're just like physical pieces. And it set me up for what I was going to expect from this series by watching the first episode. And I got to say, at this point in time, when I first watched the first episode, I was in 100%. I had a few doubts at the beginning, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this, but as of this moment, I was like, I'm in all the way. I want to know these characters. I want to know their journey, and I'm all in. One of the coolest moments was at the end of episode 8 for me. Blew my mind, the reveal, and this is where we get introduced to Buggy, huh?
You didn't stop them.
Now, I'm wondering if Buggy continues to be a reoccurring character. I know he pops up and he's on the chase of them at the end, but is he going to be continually there for, like, the next 25 years of storytelling? Because that is awesome. Like, he's a good underlining thread of a character. And here we go with the wanted poster. Again, I love all that interaction. It's so great. Jeff Ward, really fantastic character. Fantastic portrayal. So, is he in charge of the Baroque? It seems like he's in the lead of the Baroque works, guys. All right, guys. So that is the end of episode 1 rewatch. Rewatching it again about a year and a half after I last watched it. It holds just as strong. Production quality, the actual look, the style, the stories, the acting, the performance, the writing. It all plays as strong as I remember it. It didn't have any areas where... In fact, I'm only loving it more every time I've watched it now. This is like the 4th time I've watched it since it first aired. And I am very much enjoying all of it. I think I said before, I ended up getting the soundtrack. It's on Amazon. It's on all these other, formats, Spotify and all that. If you haven't heard the soundtrack just by itself, it's really quite gorgeous. There's some incredibly fresh stuff. You've got some great composers out there, but eventually you get tired of the same work that they do over and over again, because you start to hear their similar stuff. And it's always fresh and always rewarding and fresh to listen to brand new composition on music. And these two composers, they do an incredible job of the score for character scores, and they have little hints. You can hear it in the first episode, but as the characters start to develop and you get to hear their score, their piece of music soundtrack, perfectly by itself. All of it's got some great stuff in there. performance. I'm glad that we never got all the other characters kind of piled into the first episode. They gave themselves room to breathe for introducing, eventually characters like Sanji and Usopp, and I'm glad we got that chance to get a break between these. We got the chance to introduce three of the core characters, and I think that was a very wise choice to not try to force everybody in the same arc. And again, it gives you the chance to kind of breathe and learn these little bits. They set up some nice little bits of story that are played off very well later on in the season, about who these characters are. At the same time, they do conclude the end of the first season where you feel satisfied that they've at least set these characters up, given you something to look forward to learn about them and their past, and go from there. And that's why I'm looking forward to season 2, because I really don't have anything from season 1 lingering into season 2 that I still have questions about. I'm looking forward to correction. I say that the only thing I don't know yet is, does Garp chase them all the way through into season 2? Does he leave the East Blue, and does he go into the Grand Line? And I'm going to assume he's going to have to, because I feel like Kobe wants to be part of that story. But so far, I don't think we've seen either of those characters in any of the trailers yet. So we've seen all these brand new characters and these new for season 2. So again, questions. Don't answer anything below. Believe me, I like to take it as it goes. But they are the kind of lingering questions I have, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that does develop. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this reaction, as I'm going to call it, for episode 1, season 1 of One Piece, please like and subscribe if you have not already. I'm going to be continuing to drop the other episodes during the next few weeks, and as I do so, it'll be built up to season 2, where we're all going to be freshly watching season 2, and you'll be getting some fresh reactions from me for sure. I get very excited about certain things, and there are times I'm just like totally blown away with this performance. And again, it's fun just to recap and rewatch all this sort of stuff. So guys, catch you later. See you on the next one, and thanks again.